This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. Most Halloweens, parents' biggest concerns are generally things like adjusting costumes for the cold, rain, or even snow. But this year, there's a very different risk.
COVID-19 has communities all across the area changing plans. Our Jamie Perez shares how a few of those communities are handling the holiday. Jamie?
Well, most of the areas that I spoke to around here still plan on having trick-or-treating happen in their area, but the CDC says that there are risks if you plan on participating. But some local police departments say that they're doing whatever they can to make sure that it's done safely. Halloween is a day to get out, get spooked, and get your hands on some candy.
You know, the whole experience, I think, is really important for kids today.
Forest Police Chief James Olson still wants the kids in his community to enjoy it this year, but to do it safely. It's why DeForest is urging trick-or-treaters to wear masks, stick to small groups of people you know, and avoid eating the candy for a few days.
You know, we all talk about just being confined and cooped up a little bit with COVID. I think this is going to be a really great opportunity for kids to get out.
For those giving out candy, they recommend putting the bowl outside, pre-packaging candy, and making hand sanitizer available. But even with these precautions, Dr. Jeff Pothoff at UW Health considers COVID-19 to be the scariest part of Halloween.
It's considered by the CDC to be a high-risk activity, and essentially it's really bringing a lot of people in close proximity to each other. You know, if you're in a house in a popular neighborhood, you could have 100, 150 different individuals knocking on your door, being in close contact, you know, and even if both are masked, we know that physical distancing and masking work together. It's not just enough to do one or the other.
Police departments plan on enforcing the statewide rules against large crowds.
If we see mass gatherings starting, you know, we'll obviously be there to kind of remind people about social distancing.
The city of Fitchburg adjusted its plans this year, too. Trick-or-treating there will be from 5 to 7 on Halloween. The city of Verona from 5 to 8. City of Stoughton from 6 to 8. And Stoughton PD released a statement saying, quote, "The city of Stoughton does not promote this event. The Department of Health Services and the Center for Disease Control encourages you to avoid traditional trick-or-treating from neighbor to neighbor. Participating in Halloween events could contribute to the spread of COVID-19. Regardless of how you choose to spend your holiday, police hope there are only treats and no unfortunate tricks this year."
I hope the weather is good, because I think kids really need the time to kind of get out and have a little bit of fun and, you know, have a good positive experience, and that's what we're hoping.
Now make sure you check your local police department's Facebook page in the coming days for new guidelines and policies that are specific to your area. Also, here are some other rules and guidelines that some other people have put out as well for a safe Halloween. I will also have this list up on channel3000.com.
All right, Jamie, thank you. 21 more people throughout Wisconsin have died as a result of coronavirus complications, according to state and county health officials. That means 1,448 have died statewide since it started. Greene County saw its first COVID-related death yesterday. The State Department of Health Services said an additional 138 have been hospitalized, though 16% of the state's hospital beds remain available. There were nearly 3,000 new cases today. World Health Organization has announced a record in new daily coronavirus cases worldwide. That number, more than 350,000. The new daily high surpasses a record set earlier this week by nearly 12,000 cases. The WHO says that even as COVID-19 continues to surge across the world, there are no new answers.
It's going to take teamwork to get through COVID-19. So today, Wisconsin doctors, hospitals, and business leaders all united to ask all of us for help. More than 20 organizations are banding together to help stop the spread of COVID-19. They're encouraging us to wear masks, wash hands regularly, social distance, and get tested if you are having COVID-19 symptoms.
Mobilizing the membership of each of our organizations to stay committed to implementing safe practices in our workplaces and industries, and encouraging the same outside the workplace. And launching a wide range of advertising to educate the public about COVID and what they can do to keep themselves, their families, and their communities healthy.
School board decisions to go with all virtual classes are not sitting well with some parents. They've decided to try to recall the people who voted for that.
Amy Reed spoke to parents and the targets of those recall efforts who are defending their decisions.
We're a few months removed from the no-win decision that parents, students, educators, and school districts had to go through this summer. Many districts decided all virtual was the best way to go, but parents I talked with feel that was the wrong choice. They said the vast majority of parents wanted to have hybrid learning. There are at least 2 districts where we've seen this, Middleton Cross Plains and Mount Horeb. Now parents are looking to recall the board members they can, while the board members are sticking to their decisions.
If we had one case and anything had happened, the whole responsibility would come on the district and on the board, because we were the one sitting there making that decision. Yes, go ahead and reopen the school.
Parents say they felt the option to go back to school was safe. Now they feel like they've been ignored. One parent I spoke with said her main goal from this is to get a learning model that works for more parents. So if the board could do that, she would drop this effort. But board members said this is about health and safety, and they aren't changing their minds, even if they lose their jobs over it.
The 13 Democratic state senators have signed a letter calling on Republicans to, quote, start taking COVID-19 seriously. That letter said Assembly Leader Robin Vos and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald have done more to hinder the state's virus response than to help it. According to that letter, it has been 178 days since the legislature met to pass any laws to help deal with the pandemic. The letter reads, quote, our state is in crisis, worsened by your inaction and by your desire to file lawsuits instead of passing bills. On Wednesday, Vos and Fitzgerald wrote their own letter to Department of Health Services Secretary-designee Andrea Palm. It said a recent statewide emergency order that limits indoor gatherings is unenforceable because it didn't go through the proper process.
It will take some compromise between Republicans and Democrats to get another round of stimulus money approved, but we may have gotten a step closer today. President Trump signed off on a roughly $1.8 trillion relief package. It is the highest dollar figure the Trump administration has considered thus far, after an earlier offer of $1.6 trillion was rejected this week. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats want at least $2 trillion. They passed their own bill last week. The details of the president's new proposal have not been released yet.
A windy Friday across most of southern Wisconsin. It's a warm one, too. What's in store for the weekend? Here's Gary with more details.
Well, thanks to those southerly winds, temperatures were up around 80 degrees this afternoon. It won't be quite as mild this weekend, but we'll still see plenty of sunshine. There's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison. Lots of sunshine out there. Just a few clouds passing through. Other than that, things very quiet across the upper Midwest. Temperatures right now are in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. Right now, 83 in Boscobel, 80 in Platteville, 81 in Janesville, 78 here in Madison. But you can see how slow the temperatures will fall tonight. They'll stay in the upper 60s and lower 70s for much of the night, thanks to southerly winds. We won't see a cold front come through until mid-morning tomorrow, so that's when temperatures will drop into the upper 50s. Tomorrow will be a sunny and not quite as mild day with a high temperature of 70. We'll see nice weather for Sunday, but showers are in the forecast for Monday. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
Jerry, thank you. A 17-year-old accused of killing 2 protesters days after Jacob Blake was shot by police in Kenosha remains in custody in his home state of Illinois as his attorneys fight efforts to send him to Wisconsin to stand trial on homicide charges. Kyle Rittenhouse appeared on a video stream during a brief hearing in Lake County, Illinois. Judge Paul Novak scheduled an October 30th hearing on the extradition dispute, though prosecutors told Novak they were prepared to move faster. Rittenhouse's attorney says there is no reason to rush. Rittenhouse is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the killings of 2 protesters and attempted intentional homicide in the wounding of a 3rd.
Rapper Jay-Z has posted bond for several protesters who were arrested in Wisconsin after authorities declined to charge the officer who fatally shot 17-year-old Alvin Cole. The teen's mother, Tracy, was one of dozens of protesters arrested in Wauwatosa last night. Jay-Z also paid an undisclosed amount of court fees for Tracy Cole, her 3 daughters, along with several others who were arrested at the demonstration. The group said Tracy Cole was injured after officers used excessive force during the arrests. The demonstrations followed Milwaukee District Attorney John Chisholm's decision to not bring charges against Wauwatosa officer Joseph Mensah, who who fatally shot the teen on February 2nd.
Attorneys for 10-year-old Dakota Collins family says they filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Montgomery County because his death was avoidable. The lawsuit is being filed on behalf of the estate of Dakota Collins in the form of his maternal grandmother, who is from Wisconsin. They say the 10-year-old's death was a catastrophic failure of workers at Children's Services. They claim that despite being informed and alerted many times by teachers and others that Dakota was suffering horrific abuse, they did not act or get him away from his father, Al McLean, who lives in Ohio. McLean and his girlfriend, Annandale Hines, and her sister were all arrested after Dakota's death.
We filed suit because Montgomery County Children's Services has blood on its hands. Had one person did their job, Dakota would still be alive today.
Montgomery County, Ohio will be represented by a Cleveland law firm. There are no hearing dates scheduled at this time.
Well, it's a phrase you hear all the time in real estate: location, location, location.
And there's good reason why black leaders in Madison chose a specific part of town for their new cultural center. Madeline O'Neill shows us why that area and this project are so important.
Dane County is pledging more than $800,000 for what will be the Center for Black Excellence and Culture here on West Badger Road off of South Park Street. It will take more than that to finish the project, but those behind it say it's a strong start toward uniting our city.
We want to eradicate the tale of two cities.
All you might notice here is emptiness.
It's just something that so many of us have lamented not having in this community.
Reverend Dr. Alexander G. Jr. sees something missing too.
In the communities that have strong cultural hubs, you don't see the same kinds of racial disparity.
That's where he spots opportunity.
With all that's going on in the world right now and in our country, there's been no better time than to build something that strengthens the black community.
That something will be the Center for Black Excellence and Culture, a space on 3.5 acres of land to foster entrepreneurship and community for all ages.
And you could just tell people were just like wanting a place to breathe.
Annette Miller, founder of Equity by Design, says Madison is a welcoming city if you know how to navigate it.
It can be very complicated and difficult and challenging. And I had experienced that myself when I came here.
The center, located right near the new Madison College, Urban League, and Beltline, will uncover and celebrate Black culture and contributions.
We've been here for 100 years, really making progress for this community. It was hidden. And so now here's a place to be able to showcase and highlight that.
G says the center will fill a void, building up not only the Black community, but his whole city.
This is not something that's going to separate us. This is something that's going to unite us.
Over the next 6 months or so, those collaborating on this project will be talking to all generations of the Black community to see what they would like with this center. In Madison, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
Fundraising for the estimated $18 million project will begin early next year with plans to break ground in 2022.
City officials say the speed limit on Milwaukee Street east of Fair Oaks Avenue to Thompson Drive will be reduced from 35 miles per hour to 25 as part of the city's Vision Zero initiative to eliminate serious injuries and deaths caused by traffic crashes. In the past 5 years, 9 people have been seriously injured in crashes in that area. 2 of those injured were walking across the street when they were hit. City leaders say lowering the speed limit will help lower the chance of a serious crash.
More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, more on the Wisconsin connection to that alleged plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And coming up tonight at 6, why local hospitals may need to stop some elective procedures once again. Join us for that story next hour. And to the markets, the Dow ending the week on an up note, climbing 161 points. NASDAQ pretty much matches it, jumping 159. The S&P adds 30. We'll be right back.
Get ready to save. This weekend, the Ashley Home Store off the Beltline in Madison is hosting a massive warehouse liquidation sale. Save as much as 90% off store-wide. Shop clearance items, floor samples, special buys, and more. Friday through Monday only at Ashley Home Store.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want a Medicare plan that meets our needs. That's why we'll help you find yours, even if it's not ours. Register for an online seminar or a one-on-one appointment with a friendly rep today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we live where you live, so we also wear what you wear, denim. And right now, all jeans are on sale. Shop our wide selection of the best denim brands at great low prices. Rewards members earn 2 times the points on men's Lee Riders jeans, just $19.99, or men's Dickies Tough Max pants, $2 off. Closeout women's Carhartt Force leggings are only $33.99. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with 0 down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
Donald Trump is lying about Medicare and Social Security. Trump's pushing to slash Medicare benefits. He's proposed eliminating the funding source for Social Security, a plan that would drain Social Security by 2023. Joe Biden will protect Medicare, and he's proposed a plan to increase Social Security benefits. The choice is clear. Donald Trump will cut Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden will protect them.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Friday through Monday, shop the massive warehouse liquidation sale at the Ashley Home Store off the Beltline. Save up to 90% off furniture, mattresses, and appliances while they last. Bring your truck and trailer because everything must go. Only at Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Tonight at 6, an update on a second night of protest in Wauwatosa leading to 24 arrests, and why local hospitals may need to stop some elective procedures again as COVID-19 hospitalizations begin to soar.
Candidates and campaign ads zero in on Wisconsin, the regions they're targeting, and why.
Cities are going one direction and the outlying areas are going the other way.
News 3 Now breaks down the data that could help capture the battleground Badger State, Monday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A group of people arrested for plotting to kidnap the governor of Michigan took part in a combat training effort this summer in Columbia County. The group spent several days in the Cambria area participating in firearms training, and they attempted to make an explosive device while on that property. That's according to the complaint. Columbia County Sheriff said the FBI notified his department about this Wisconsin connection. Local authorities were unaware of the investigation until 13 people were charged in connection to the kidnapping plot yesterday. 6 people face federal charges. 7 others associated with the domestic terrorism group Wolverine Watchmen were charged by the state of Michigan. The group planned to kidnap Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer and bring her to a secure location here in Wisconsin and put her on so-called trial for treason. A senior White House official tells CBS News President Trump will host his first in-person engagement since his COVID diagnosis tomorrow at the White House. He's expected to give remarks on law and order from the White House balcony. His first rally since his COVID-19 diagnosis is expected Monday in Florida. Meanwhile, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden hit the campaign trail in the battleground state of Nevada with multiple stops in Las Vegas.
Hurricane Delta is bringing bands of rain and blustery winds to Louisiana as it spins toward the state's southwest coast. Forecasters say the 25th named storm of an unprecedented Atlantic hurricane season would likely make landfall this evening. In its latest update, the National Hurricane Center said Delta had weakened to Category 2 strength, but is still bringing damaging winds and a significant storm surge. It will strike the part of Louisiana where Hurricane Laura caused more than 30 deaths in late August. Businesses have boarded up and people rush to prepare before hunkering down or leaving for safety elsewhere.
You work so hard and you're making progress, and we're gonna get it again. That's not gonna hold with the winds that are going to be there, and all the debris that's on the ground is just going to start flying everywhere.
Delta is the 10th named storm to hit the U.S. this hurricane season.
Well, let's get a look at our forecast, but also look at the radar and how Delta is soaking the Gulf Coast, Gary.
Yeah, they're kind of interesting here. Some dry air is being pulled into the southern part of the circulation of Delta. The eye wall just starting to move inland, perhaps into far southern portions of Louisiana around Cameron, right about the same spot that Hurricane Laura made landfall a few weeks ago. But you can see most of the rain is on the northern portion of the storm. Very little precipitation on the southern part. So that's an indication that the storm is starting to get sheared apart. And as it moves inland, it should weaken pretty quickly. But right now, it's bringing some very strong winds and a storm surge right along the Gulf Coast region. So hurricane warning remains in effect from far eastern Texas through the southern and central portions of Louisiana as far north as Alexandria, and then tropical storm warnings to the north, to the east, and to the southwest of the hurricane warning area. Storm surge warning remains in effect for most of the Louisiana Gulf Coast, including far southeastern Texas. Storm surge watch for areas west of New Orleans. The storm surge warning has been dropped for southern Alabama, but still about a 3 to 5 foot storm surge possible south and east of New Orleans, and perhaps as much as 10 feet right to the east of the path where the center is crossing over right now. Heavy rains of 2 to 5 inches are possible northward into central and northeastern Louisiana, but the storm's starting to accelerate, and that should lessen the heavy rain threat. Maximum sustained winds right now are 100 miles per hour with gusts to 125 miles per hour, but the storm's starting to accelerate out to the north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center has it down into a tropical storm by tomorrow afternoon as it crosses into Mississippi, and then weakens it over parts of central Tennessee and Kentucky with some heavy rain possible there by early on Monday morning. 3 things you need to know in our forecast as Delta moves inland. We're going to be the beneficiaries of a nice weekend. Mild temperatures right around 70 degrees and lots of sunshine. Showers will return on Monday, actually from late Sunday night into Monday, maybe even a thunderstorm on Monday, and that will start the process of getting back into more fall-like weather next week. It'll be cool with temperatures in the 50s by the end of next week. There is Delta as it's moving inland into Louisiana, but the rest of the country right now, very quiet. You can see the showers and thunderstorms already into parts of Arkansas and Tennessee, but about 90% of the country right now is precipitation free. A cold front, though, to our north and west will shift our winds from the southwest to a more northerly direction tomorrow, and while temperatures right now are in the upper 70s, there's a large area of 80s and even some low 90s to the west. Notice it is a little cooler to the north, and eventually that cooler air will start working southward, but still we'll see above normal temperatures this weekend. So look for a high of 70 degrees tomorrow compared to the upper 70s to around 80 that we're seeing today. That's still above average by about 10 degrees. Winds, though, out of the north-northeast at 6 to 12 miles per hour. And then a nice day on Sunday. Showers, perhaps a thunderstorm on Monday. And then you can see those steps down in the temperature. 60s, lower 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Upper 50s for Thursday. Lower 50s for Friday and Saturday. And yes, even the possibility for a couple of flakes of snow to mix in with a rain shower late Saturday night into Sunday of next weekend with high temperatures only around 50 degrees. First warn traffic right now. It's a Friday. Traffic's usually a little bit heavier, but we had some delays on the eastbound Beltline. Those have really started to break up. A little bit of a delay westbound on the Beltline right around Fish Hatchery Road. As far as travel times are concerned, a 16-minute commute on the westbound Beltline, 15-minute commute on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. It'll take you 26 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990 southward from the Beltline, 16 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151. It's a 17-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5. No fans will be allowed at Camp Randall this season, but we will tell you how you can still be at the game. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. It's bone chilling.
Folks, there's no need to be afraid of old windows. Just call Feldco for 50% off.
Right now at Feldco, get 50% off windows. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
We took a bad economy that was falling and turned it around.
Trump took a good economy and drove it back into the ditch through his failure to get COVID under control, his failure to deliver real relief to working people. Does he not understand and see the tens of millions of people who've had to file for unemployment this year so far? The people who lost wages while the cost of groceries have gone up dramatically? Donald Trump has been almost singularly focused on the stock market, the Dow and NASDAQ. Not you, not your families. My plan will help create at least 5 million new, good-paying jobs and create them right here in the United States of America. Let's use this opportunity to take bold investments in American industry and innovation so the future is made in America. I'll be laser focused on working families. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now, get a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT with $10,272 in total savings.
A woman who was young had COVID-19. I remember her because she had a bracelet that had the names of her children. She asked me, "Doctor, am I going to be okay?" And I could not give her the answer that I wanted to give her. There's no excuse for why we don't have this under control at this point. Joe Biden listens to medical experts. He actually has a plan that does the things that we should have been doing many months ago. And Joe Biden is not going to let his ego get in the way of fighting the disease.
FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Badger fans won't be allowed to watch games in person at Camp Randall this season.
But it doesn't mean that you can't be part of this season. The university is selling buckyboards. You can purchase a cutout of yourself, your friends, your family, or even your pet. The boards cost $60 a piece, and they'll be in the stands for every game at Camp Randall this season. Following the football season, the fans can pick up your Badger board yourself, or you can pay extra fees so that the cutouts can be at the Kohl Center or LeBron Arena for the upcoming basketball and hockey seasons. To purchase a Bucky board, head to shop.fancutouts.com.
Think I should get one for Tate, Susan?
Definitely.
Have my dog attend the games this fall?
Definitely.
That'd be fun. All right. Final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
Introducing the Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Safely tour a vast array of expertly crafted homes from top builders across the area. Meet the builders, discover new design trends. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Grab a smoke alarm with a sealed-in battery. It lasts up to 10 years, so you can have peace of mind without changing batteries. Save 11% on all Kidde Home Safety products right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Main Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. We want you to absolutely love your new kitchen, so you'll get big savings on the latest incredible products from GE and our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We want you to be 100% satisfied every time. That's why we're the More Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and more kitchen. Now at the Brothers Main, your local store for more since 1938.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Introducing the Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Safely tour a vast array of expertly crafted homes from top builders across the area. Meet the builders, discover new design trends. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
Gary has a final check of the weekend forecast.
Well, how do you like this for a view? There's the live view from the WISC Sky Cam. Beautiful sunshine out there. Temperatures upper 70s to lower 80s right now. Look for a high of around 70 for tomorrow, so not quite as mild. And then 70 for Sunday, but some showers and thunderstorms Monday. Cooler next week. Maybe a couple of flakes of snow by Saturday night of next week.
Don't say that, Gary. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.